You can
Fucking
keep going.
clean that shit up, Eric. I'm sick of it. So,
Ugh, he's left for the day. You know he's not cleaning that up.
it's, well, he's finished, isn't he?
Yeah.
Um,
If someone gave you the option, if you like in the fucking Matrix, if someone said red pill, blue pill for you, and they said, Dan, I want to let you know the day you're gonna die. Would you
mm,
want to know? You could take the pill and they said, yep, here's the day, or you take the other pill and you're just oblivious like you are now. Would you take the pill?
yeah,
You would? Yeah, so would I. It's a fucking easy
mm,
question, right?
yeah.
Ugh,
Because you could plan around it, couldn't you? You could
you
take out a
fucking could.
massive loan and fucking
Yeah,
live the life, and then just blah, you spend
that's
every
it.
last penny having a great time, and just
Yeah.
gone and going fuck all of you.
It's like you're immortal for however much time they give you, though the time could be short. But
Oh yeah,
even if it's long, you'd be like, fucking, oh, if it's too long, though, you'd be like, oh, fuck, that's ages away. I'm just going to, you know, be lazy and play this game. But if it was short, you'd be like, oh, fuck, I got to get it all done, you know?
yeah.
Anyway, besides the point, what are we talking about tonight?
Prodigy.
Prodigy. Oh, good.
We finally got around to it, have we? Oh, well, that's a stupid
We're there now.
question because people ask it all the time, isn't it? And it seems like a pretty obvious answer, really. Of what's the
Oh,
downside
yeah.
of knowing?
That's it. People are like, oh no, I don't want to know. I'm living my life full every day. Fuck
Yeah,
off, you are. You know, like nobody lives
yeah.
life to the fullest every day. But if someone tells you you're gonna fucking die, damn right you try and fill up your days. You know, but
Well,
it's not until someone puts a date on it because we are all like on the edge, right? If you should treat every day as your last because it might be.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you can't
fuck.
really live like that, or you fuck up your
That's it. You
retirement,
run out
don't
of
you?
money, and then you're
Yeah,
fucking taking pee and giving hand jobs for crack under the bridge on 6th Street, aren't you?
yeah. Again, don't want to go back to
Again,
that.
well, some
Yeah,
people that's their goal in life, but you know,
yeah. I'm not
um,
obviously not judging, but for me, that was just a dark period in my life.
yeah. And I mean,
Um,
again,
I
you
had
know, a phrase,
fun. I mean, it
yeah,
wasn't all bad.
a phrase we use a lot. We don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but yeah, not for me that one. I'd like to avoid it in the future.
Mm, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you got to try it to know, obviously.
Well,
But
absolutely. Everything should be tried once,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But after 6 months, you've kind of done it.
That's
That's my
right. You
feeling.
should, yeah, have a limit. Absolutely. And I mean, you can fall off the wagon from time to time and just give the odd handy, or, you know, take a shot in the mouth occasionally.
Well,
But don't.
yeah, you're not going to give that up completely, are you? I mean,
No.
you're only
So
human.
one does acquire a taste for certain things.
Yeah, I mean, you get $10 and a pack of cigarettes every now and then for 20 minutes work. It's quite
Yeah.
nice.
What's lockjaw between friends?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you ever go back to prison, you got to keep the practice up. You got to
Well, it's
survive,
true. You never know when you're going to get accused of something you didn't do and end up in prison.
or they find out about those other things that you thought
Well, it's true. It's
you've
not
gotten
always an
away with.
accusation. Yeah. Sometimes it's a straight up red handed, I think is the term they used to use.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that statute of limitations, you're like, oh fuck, I thought that was 6 years ago. Like, no, 4.5. You're like, oh, you
yeah, they
fuck.
get you. Yeah, it's the timeline, isn't it? You
Yeah,
gotta get a good timeline lawyer. That's if
yeah,
I give you one piece of advice in life, find someone who understands the timeline.
yeah. Write it all down in a book
Mm,
when you did it, so you can
yeah,
refer back
absolutely.
to it. Yeah, and just make sure you just everything, all the naughty things you do, write them all down,
Yeah. But
and
if you say make sure at the start you write dear diary, and then
yeah,
because you're talking to the book, so nobody can take it out of context and blame you like you actually did it because you've written it in your diary. That's
yeah,
the you get out, you get off everything if you write a dear diary.
Yeah, and make sure you, if you don't want to lose it, so write your name and your address and your phone number and date every journal entry and sign them and
Mm.
say, I definitely did write this. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
keep
Oh,
the
of
book in
course.
an open place where you're not going to like put it away and forget where you put
Y-
it. So you want to
Yeah,
leave it
that's it.
around in the
Sure.
open.
Yeah, in the open, like hide it in plain sight, as they say. Yeah.
Yeah, then nothing, no mistakes can happen.
No, no, yeah, it's all there. Yeah. Um, yeah, great. Now that we've sorted that out, what album did we listen to
Can
this
we go
week?
home now?
No, we do. We actually have to put in uh, the time to get our pay. You know, when
Okay.
we walk in the door, when we walk into the studio, we walk into the pointless and confused studio, peek behind the beef curtain, everybody. As we come in, there's like one of those old timey fucking time cards where we stick our card in and chonk, and uh, and we have
Morning,
to put in
Ralph.
your born. Fuck, I forgot what the was that the coyote or the sheepdog? This Ralph,
Shit.
and what was the other name?
Uh,
It's Wiley Coyote, but it's
Sam.
not Wiley
Morning,
Coyote.
Sam.
Yeah, that's it. Morning, Sam. Morning, Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, that was great. I'm YouTubing that after this.
Yeah. We're
And
obviously
and
getting paid for the what we've just done because that was a lot of helpful advice for our listeners.
oh, absolutely. I mean, as soon as these microphones are on, we've checked in prior to that. So, um, yeah, nothing's free for Eric, our producer. But
If you
you
tuned
know,
in to listen to something about Prodigy, just fucking wait a second.
I mean, I know you were all fucking hopped up on ecstasy because you listened to the Prodigy, and your fucking
Yeah.
heart's racing, and you just want to get to the beats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just fucking chill out.
just hang on, just breathe.
I'm
See what I
getting a
did there?
mojo on here. Come
Breathe. Yeah, breathe with me.
on.
Ching.
Yeah,
Boom.
just smack your bitch up while you're waiting. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess we'll get into it.
Are you a little cold? Danny, a little cold? And start a
Oh.
fire?
Oh.
Hey, hey, this is why we get the big
Um,
bucks. Hey.
yeah. Apparently, Keith Flint did the vocals on that song. The
Hmm.
one with the spiky hair
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
bald on top.
Mm-hmm.
He actually owned a pub for over 3 years, and he was the landlord of the pub and very well liked and respected. And
Mm-hmm.
apparently, on the bar of the pub, there was a jar where you had to put £1 in there if you made a joke whenever he started the fire in the evening.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
good. I like it. You
Oh,
know what old Keith's doing right now?
he's dead.
He's pushing up daisies. He has ceased to be. Hmm.
That's sad. That's sad. I was reading about it earlier tonight.
I mean, but does listening to this album, knowing that he has passed, make it any more poignant? Poignant?
Uh,
Poignant?
just enjoyed the album when I was listening to it, and then when I was reading about it tonight, I was like, oh, so I read about it because
Oh, Keithy.
he was apparently a quiet chap. He
Hmm.
had ADHD and got kicked out of school. He was 15. He was a bit boisterous, but he was apparently just a lovely chap and a quiet person in real
Hmm.
life, not like his stage persona. And
No.
enjoyed racing motorbikes. And he had a motorbike racing team, and he won a couple of championships. Um, did a lot of that stuff. Owned a pub. Lots of
Huh,
people
you
got a
know
lot of
what?
nice things to say
Keith,
about him. And
Keith is living a full life as though someone had told him, here's the day you're going to die. You know? Just lived every day, did everything he wanted to do,
uh,
traveled the world, ran a pub, and then just hit the wall, right?
apparently, he struggled with depression. And yeah, did a tour of New Zealand and Australia. Just finished that, went home, and then hung himself. Whoops.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Uh,
He was split
wondered.
up with his wife at the time.
Mm,
Uh, and I don't know, I guess he had a bit of a rough patch and went,
yeah. Oh well. If any listeners are going through a phase and you feel like you want to go home and do something like that, fucking give somebody a call. Call a mate. Call a fucking helpline. Don't be a dick. Uh,
yeah.
uh, what was your first? Geez, way to bring it down, Keith. When were you first introduced to the Prodigy, Daniel?
Well, actually, what I will say is that, strangely enough, a few years ago, I knew someone who went through a bit of a rough patch, and
Oh
they
yeah.
did some peculiar things. They did some. He basically just ran out on his wife one day and started a new life altogether, and it was all very peculiar and out of the blue.
Hmm.
I was talking about it with someone. And he said, "Oh, he's got the depression." He said, "Just go to a doctor." He said he had a rough patch as well, and he went to a doctor, and they put him on a happy pill. And he said when he went to the doctor said, "You're the third person I've seen this week. Just go on a happy pill." And I don't
Hmm.
know, it all turns out a bit better. So
Pills for everything.
yeah, just get on drugs. Really, that'll fucking sort you out.
Yeah, the right kind of drugs, I suppose.
We are not
Disclaimer.
doctors. We are not
Yeah,
doctors. We're
don't
not
take
medical.
any
Yeah,
advice from
no.
us two fuckwits,
But you
please.
should
All
be on
right.
drugs probably.
Yeah. The
Ask your
right
doctor if you
drugs.
need to be on drugs, because
Yeah. Prescribed
maybe
ones.
maybe life's not so bad. It's just your brain's fucked up and you need to be on drugs.
I mean, that's fair. The right
I'm
kind of
not a
drugs.
doctor. I'm not. I know I
Neither am I.
sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Mm, yeah. I mean, we may sound like we've got everything absolutely together.
Yeah,
Um, but we're
yeah,
probably as fucked up as the rest of you. You've listened to this show. If
yeah,
you've made it these 8 minutes in, welcome to the club.
yeah. Yeah, the world is fine. It's just your brain's short circuiting. Get on a fucking pill. Yeah. If the pills
Uh
drive you crazier, well, it's not up. We didn't say
yeah, you
anything.
get a different pill. Yeah, you get another
Get a
doctor.
different pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh right. Back on topic. Eric's fucking scowling at us. Uh
Oh,
Fat of the Land.
is he
When did
back?
this come out?
No, hang on. That's on the other page.
Research. I reckon like 94,
No, it was on the
95.
page I was on. I'd say 96. That's what I'm gonna.
Oh, 96. That's later than I thought. I remember
96.
fucking
It was huge at the time when it came out. They just took
yeah.
over.
I remember
Yeah.
Firestarter kind of being on the television and the radio and stuff, not too much. But then Breathe, and they had that music video with the fucking crocodile and shit. That was everywhere.
Epic.
Everywhere.
Epic.
Mm.
Great
Oh,
little
big song.
riff going on.
Yeah. Everybody wanted to be fucking in the sweaty dance tent, jiggling around together. You know? All the dudes thought all the girls were fucking super horny and gushing while they were dancing around to this shit, and all the guys are just like, "Yeah, I'm going to get some." And I don't know, maybe it did fit some, but there was this, and who was the other dance floor motherfucker?
I'm the fire starter.
No. It's Norman Cook. What was his fucking?
Maybe.
Uh,
Oh,
no,
Fatboy
no, no.
Slim.
Fat Boy. Yeah, that's it. I remember this and Fat Boy Slim. They were like the jams at all the parties at late high school.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Fatboy Slim kind of sucked a bit, to be honest.
yeah,
I had that
absolutely.
album.
But
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the Prodigy kind of sucks a bit too, but it has its place.
I like this album. I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, it's cool.
Right. But can you listen to it like all the time on repeat?
I can listen to it a couple of times. Yeah. Spin it.
Really?
It's
Fuck.
very much goes into the background for me. But Breathe, that's the big song. That's great. And I like Firestarter. I think
Yeah, I think Firestarter's the big song. Firestarter's the for all. Like if you had to put one song in like the National Archives for the Prodigy, it's going to be Firestarter,
Oh, like
surely.
Breathe's got that wicked riff.
Mm.
Okay,
You know what you
agree to
should.
disagree. You need a pill.
you,
Keep
you know what
up.
you should do. You know what I did before we started chatting. YouTube acoustic covers of Prodigy's "Breathe," and you'll find some hilarity will ensue. Like it's a
Yeah.
song you'd think you couldn't do an acoustic cover of, but there's some very earnest young singers out there trying to pull off "Breathe."
Oh,
Mm, mm.
oh.
Hours, well, actually, several minutes of entertainment there.
They're a band that had a lot of success right from the beginning. Um, in England they blew up, and the third album, Fat of the Land, was which the one that that's when we heard about them, and they took
Mm.
it blew up around the world. But they were successful from the beginning, and then basically dropped out of sight after that. They kept making albums. They're up to 7 albums or 8 albums now, but they
Oh wow.
diminishing returns, I guess, on the worldwide stage,
Mm.
but still a big performing live act.
Yeah, right.
It
I
was
remember
interesting.
they
Mm,
didn't they put out an album just before this last tour, and that sort of got a little bit of media coverage. The Prodigy are back. This is their comeback album,
yeah, no
and
tourists.
then
There was a couple of ones that I listened to briefly. Like, no,
mm,
no. But tourist, I
yeah,
listen to
right.
that every now and then too. Not, yeah, got some good stuff on it. Apparently they were working on the new album when Keith
Took a swing.
should have been on drugs. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Unfortunately, was not on drugs at the time. Um, and apparently they will be releasing a new Prodigy album. They're going to continue as Prodigy, and it will be a tribute to Keith,
Oh,
but
nice.
haven't released it as of yet.
Hmm.
Mm.
All right. It'll get there.
At time of
Look.
this recording, yeah, in
Yeah.
the year of our
Whenever that
Lord
was.
2022.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. I think for me, putting this on, Smack My Bitch Up was. I mean, all of it. I don't think it's like particularly great, but to put it on is a straight up nostalgia trip. Takes you back to parties and dancing and good times. But Smack My Bitch Up, I remember the video for it was always on late night MTV, like adults only. This has got
Mm.
tits in it, you know? And it was like some dude. No, that was the whole twist, eh?
Oh,
It was like a
not
first
tits. Oh,
person walking around doing parties and fucking chicks and stuff and taking drugs and dancing. And then at the end of the video, it stands in front of a mirror and it's a chick with her tits out. I think that's right.
yeah. I have
Eh,
to watch that again. Apparently,
you got to
that
watch
song,
the
you won't
X
believe
rated.
this, but there was controversy when that song came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, do go on.
Can you guess why?
Um, Cruelty to puppies.
No.
Mm, um, um,
Smack My Bitch Up.
yeah, cruelty to puppies.
No. No. No.
Oh, um, no, I couldn't. I can't think of a single
Yeah,
other thing that might be
it's
referring
hard.
to.
Yeah, hard
Hmm.
question.
I mean, for an
Um,
honest fellow like myself, um, no. What was the controversy? Did he say did he say a swear in the song?
Now, there's only one line of lyrics repeated throughout the
Oh,
song, and it's change my pitch up, smack my bitch up.
hmm.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah. Where's
I'll
the
give you one
problem?
more clue. I'll give you one more clue.
Hmm. Hmm.
Change my pitch up, smack my bitch up.
Hmm. So he's throwing a baseball. He's pitching it. He's changing his pitch up and kicking the dog.
Close.
Hmm. Hmm.
Apparently, the National Organization for Women or now, as they call themselves, um, believed that the lyrics were somehow misogynistic and about beating up women.
Oh, I get it now.
How
Okay.
how they come to that conclusion, I I don't fucking know, really.
Well, I see it now. Yeah. Um,
Reading between the lines a bit though, really. I mean, and apparently when
yeah.
they were playing on some tour, um, the Beastie Boys asked them not to play "Smack My Bitch Up," saying
Oh,
that they thought that it might uh, offend some people in the audience who suffered from domestic violence.
well,
And mhm,
to be fair,
yeah.
what are they trying to say? They're straight up just saying, I'm going to smack my bitch up, right?
Apparently, Howlett, Liam Howlett, the guy who does all the music,
Hmm.
he responded to criticism by stating that the meaning of the song and its lyrics were being misinterpreted, and the phrase meant doing anything intensely, like being on stage going for extreme manic energy.
It fucking reminds me of, you ever seen Bad News? Um, that fake metal band. It's kind of like Spinal Tap came out just before them, and they've got a song called "Warriors of Genghis Khan,"
Yeah,
and the lyrics are burning, looting, raping, shooting,
yeah.
repeat. And they're asked in an interview, what do those lyrics mean? And he's like, what's that song about? Oh, it's political. And they said, oh, and what way is it political? And he says, it's in the lyrics. And then the interviewer gets the fucking CD cover and goes, right, I got the lyrics here: burning, looting, raping, shooting, repeat. So that's political in intent, is it? Yeah. Smack my bitch up's the same. Like, they're literally saying smack my bitch up over and over and over and over and over again. And now they're trying to put, you know, oh, it means something else. They're being
It's an
controversial for the
anti-war
sake of it.
song,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's it. It's like it's a sequel to John Lennon's Good Piece of Chance.
Find D minor is the most beautiful of all the keys. It's called "Lick My Love Pump."
It's called Lick My Love Pump. Spinal Tap, future episode. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think it was a bunch of dudes in a room, got a beat going, and one of them as a joke went, "Oh yeah, smack my bitch up," and they went, "Oh, it's fucking hilarious," like dudes do, and they recorded it and put it out. It wasn't until afterwards that anybody stopped to think, "Oh fuck, okay, that's a bit on point."
apparently it was sampled from the hip hop Ultra Magnetic MC's track "Give the Drummer Some." So they thought it was heard it on another record, thought it was cool, stuck it on theirs, and went,
Mm.
they were
Yeah,
probably
right.
on acid tripping at the time, and went,
Yeah,
fuck yeah,
fucking
it sounds great.
absolutely. Yeah,
Put it out, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
well,
then
absolutely. But I
thing,
guess part of it, if it creates, I mean, to be mildly serious on this fucking podcast about pussies and bum fucking and all the other shit we talk about,
yeah,
it a song like this, I guess, is a way to open a dialogue, so people can talk. Oh, that's bad. Smacking your bitch up. Domestic violence is bad, etc., etc. So if it gets it out there in the mainstream and gets a good conversation going, fucking more power to them, right? Whether they intend it as something hurtful or not, or it's just a laugh, if it gets the dialogue going, stoked.
yeah. Thing is, like when he says, "I'm the fire starter," you know,
Mm.
people aren't ringing the police, going, "He's just admitted it."
He's he's inciting his fucking arson.
He's an arsonist. He just said it.
He's
He
an
did
arsonist.
something.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
remember reading an interview, and his grandfather said he's a quiet boy. He likes gardening.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
That's
just
it.
thing is when you're writing a high energy pump and dance song, you can't have lyrics like um, rainbows and flowers
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
candles, and you gotta
That's it.
smack my bitch up. I'm the fire starter.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So
Well, in saying that, the lyrics to "Breathe" could be, if you took the song away, that could be a nice yoga, um, mantra. Just breathe with me.
Yeah. So later, the lesbians at the National Organization for Women, or now, they later
Mm.
came back and said that they believe the lyrics are in reference to administering heroin or smack to another
Oh,
person.
okay. I see. They've taken it next level. So you're
Yeah,
not
make your
beating a woman
minds up,
up.
ladies.
Yeah. Now you're injecting them with heroin. You're just fucking sneaking up on people with a
Because
needle,
smack
jabbing them in
my
the arm.
bitch up. Smack is
Mm.
slang for heroin. So obviously,
Yeah.
someone's girlfriend had a hard time, perhaps. I don't know. Or maybe she had a good time.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess when was that? So the 96. Yeah, that whole nightlife, drug scene and partying and getting a bit over the top. That was what it was all about, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, they were all dropping pills and
Uh,
fluoro fucking mesh vests.
yeah,
And
someone puts the fucking big drum beat on and you just, whatever sound you put on top, there's your album.
there's an out. Apparently, Walmart and Kmart uh, pulled Fat of the Land off their shelves after this controversy, despite
Oh,
having sold 150,000 copies of the album over 20 weeks,
wow.
because they found it offensive
Oh, sure.
20 weeks
Yeah,
later. You know,
it
when they
happens from time to time.
checked it out.
Yeah. But so for you, did you buy this album back in the day? Did you have this in 96?
Yep, I bought it.
You did?
Mm,
Wow.
yep.
Did you buy it off the back of the singles? Was it Firestarter or was it watching that Breathe video with the alligator on repeat?
Actually, I went into a music store and I'd seen a special of them playing on TV and thinking it was really cool. And I
Mm.
went to a music store, and it just so happened that there was a young sales assistant lady and the owner of the store, the manager of the store, a much older guy, and they were in the dance section of the music store, and they were reorganizing the CDs. And she picked up Prodigy out of the dance music and said, "Oh, we can't have that in here. It's got to go into pop because it's basically because it sold too many records. It's now mainstream. It's not a real dance record."
Mm. Mm.
I got pissed off and bought it. Yeah, I was like, from another store, not from them. I
All right.
was like, fuck you, what? They sell too many records and now they're not a electronic dance band anymore. Now they're pop next
Yeah,
to
but I mean, pop's for popular,
Kylie
right?
Minogue.
Like, yeah, I don't see
Uh,
anything wrong with that. I agree with the young, supposedly attractive, tattooed, pierced music store
yeah, she was. She was tattooed
salesperson.
and pierced and dyed hair and all that sort of
Oh, it's
fucking
brilliant.
young
Doc
chick stuff.
Martens.
But I just got annoyed because I was a musician at the time. It's like, what, you sell some records and now you're a sellout. But if you make the exact same album and you don't sell so many records, then you're not a sellout. Like, what are we
Yeah.
defining? You're out of the genre now. You're too successful.
Where what your phrase "sell out" when you sell out of albums on the shelf, you have essentially sold out.
Yeah, is that a bad thing? Like
You're
everyone
supposed to
likes you.
just be unknown and not
You're a
selling
really
any
good
albums.
example of the genre that everybody
Yeah,
knows, and all the bands that no one's ever heard of. Well, put them in that
they're
thing.
the best ones. Yeah, you should know that all the best musicians aren't heard, which that's why we're two of the greatest musicians alive because no one's heard us.
Could be the inverse. We've never been heard of because we're no fucking good.
Oh,
You
never,
know all the good
never.
ones already.
That's not what my mum tells me. And my mum knows
Your
best.
mum's a lying whore. You know She
Joy.
said she loved you.
Uh
You really believe that?
nah, yeah, you got me there.
It's a bit debatable, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, for me, yeah, Firestarter and Breathe. That was all. That was sort of all I had. Introduction to this album. I never bought it, never owned it. Um, but listening to it for this, I realized I'd heard a lot of it. Like a lot of the songs were familiar, especially the first half of the album. So I don't know whether some mates had it and I'd listened to it back in the day, or because I don't think my older brother had it. I think it was just you just heard most of it because it was on, you know. Uh, but yeah, like enjoyable from in the right mood, like most albums. But if you put it on track one, smack my bitch up. If you sort of into those beats, you're going to enjoy the rest of it. There was nothing,
Mm.
you know, no sounds that are going to sort of crack you out of your trance if you're dropping
Yeah.
acid and
They all flow
dropping the
on. They're
needle.
all fairly similar
Mm,
to each other. There's no big curveballs. It's just sort
nah,
of one after the other,
yeah, tempo's
and
all kind of the
nothing's
same.
terrible. There's better songs than others, but there's
Mm,
nothing shit. I
I
would say,
think
or nothing bad
it's
enough to pull you out.
some of them feel quite long, like even
It does go for 56 minutes. So
yeah,
it's a
but even
longer
like
album. It's
individual
only 10
songs, like
songs.
"Smack My Bitch Ups" feels like could have been a had a better radio edit, you know, like it's quite. But that's what you're
Yeah.
here for. You're here for repetitive beats. That's what it is. You know,
Those
it's dance
dance
music.
tracks do kind
Yeah,
of drag out a bit, don't they?
yeah.
And one
So it
thing
ain't
over and
rock.
over. And
It ain't to the point. It ain't gonna open your mind to being aware of new philosophies or anything. It's pretty simple lyrically, musically, but it's entertaining for what it is. It should be in the dance. It should be in the dance rock section of the music store, I think.
well, I think
Dance
they call
pop rock.
themselves something like an electronic punk band.
Oh,
But
see,
that
that's
was for a
okay.
period. I think they went full electronic later on.
So when you chuck this on, are you just chucking it on, leaving it on, or are you skipping to some favorites, or are you going to cherry pick some songs out for your Spotify playlist and ditch the rest? What say you?
Uh, I've got a couple of these songs in my awesome playlist.
Oh,
But if I put this album on, I listen to it beginning to end and sometimes hit repeat. Quite like it.
wow.
It's good. I
Okay.
find it good background music. Yeah, just kind of goes
Mm.
along in the background because there's not a lot of lyrics to distract you. It's cool beats, and I find it kind of easy listening. Yeah.
All right. I don't think I'd call it easy listening, but yeah, I like it. It feels a bit dated, really. Like it's of its time. Not to say it's not entertaining, but listening to it definitely takes me back to the time when it came out, and it's not relevant to today at all. I don't think. Not that it needs to be, but I wonder if I put it on. Like if you went to a high school now, I don't know. If you went to a Harry Styles concert and then gave this on a set of headphones to people as they came out, how many do you think would be into it?
What Harry Styles?
I don't know. I'm just picking some young, hip, fucking, what are the kids into these days?
Oh, fuck music listeners today. Oh, God, clearly not on enough. Black fucking vegans, and you can't trust them.
You can't listen to music without protein,
They
you
they
know?
don't know what a woman is. They wouldn't know what to smack up.
Yeah. I don't think you can say woman anymore.
Yeah, the dirty word,
Yeah.
dirty W
It's
word.
yeah.
Um, yeah, there used to be things with vaginas, but apparently the science is unclear.
Apparently we don't know now. Yeah.
Yeah, after 200, oh, yeah, how many millions of years of
Or
hundreds
let's
of
go
thousands of
500
years of
million.
evolution? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we've gotten confused all of a sudden.
Used to just
Only
be
in one species.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's poles and holes for every other species, but for us, it's gotten confusing.
Who knows?
Who knows? What do
That's
you
the
got? A
dating
pole?
scene
I
today.
don't know. Are you a pole or a hole? Well,
But how
look.
do you feel about your pole or your hole?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
Do
Well,
you feel that your pole should be a hole? Yeah.
I can't decide.
Mm, it's debatable.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
How would you rate this sucker, or what do we do? We do skippability.
well,
So you're not skipping any.
I got three epics: Smack My Bitch Up, Breeze, and
Breathe and fire
Firestarter, and the
starter. Yeah.
rest is fine.
Yeah.
It's on there. It's good.
You know what?
Yeah.
For me, I kind of agree with you. Like, I would listen to, not on a regular basis, but if somebody said to me, what's Prodigy about? I'd throw Breathe and Firestarter at them, then smack my bitch up. Diesel Power, I actually remembered that. I quite enjoyed that one. So that's track 3. But then the rest, honestly, if I'm not in the mood to put this on and drop pills and dance around my living room spacing out to Pink Elephants with my pole waving in a windmill fashion,
Are you
uh,
sure it's a poll?
I'm 100% it's a fucking pole, right? I'm old school.
Oh,
I'm
defensive.
born in I'm born in 1980. It's a fucking pole. What I do with that pole is completely up to me, but it's definitely a pole.
Polls go in
Um,
holes.
the poles go in holes, and sometimes poles dock with other poles, but that's still putting it in kind of a hole. It's like a Chinese finger trap.
One way or another, the poll goes in a hole.
One way or another, the pole's doing some work.
The hole
Um,
isn't, it's not, nothing specific.
no, just a vague resemblance of a hole, or even air that you assume is a hole. Air
Yeah,
will do, because
yeah. It, it
air is surrounding your pole, so technically your pole is in a hole.
if there's a gap, it'll find its way in.
Yeah. If you
That's
if you
I think we can all agree on that one.
yeah. Yeah, just put a little hair around it and you'll get it in there first time every time.
Yeah. Not the
Uh
first time. Sometimes.
wow, 2 or 3 repeated
No, no,
attempts,
no, no, not that. No.
a few prods. Well, you
Up,
just
up.
it's the other hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's preferable holes and then there's holes.
Yeah, not every hole is welcoming.
Yeah. Let's not yuck yums. All right. Rate this bitch before we run out of time.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Wow. Okay. Look,
I'd
I'm
give
not
it
gonna
8
rate it.
Keiths.
8 Keiths swinging in the wind. Uh
Oh,
Look, I'm only going to give it a 5, a 5 crabs on the beach
yeah. You've
out of
got a
10.
cold dead heart. Cold dead heart.
Yeah, well, look, it's good, but I'm probably never gonna put it on again. I put Firestarter on occasionally, but
Ah,
it's yeah, 5. But no, look, let's bump it. Let's bump it. Let's put a pole in that hole. I'm gonna give it a 6. All right, I'll step it up because there was enjoyment there.
all
Yeah,
right.
there you go. How about
You
that?
lose, Beastie Boys.
Yeah, Beastie Boys. I don't know about them. I think I'd listen to. All right, no, I would. I'd listen to the Prodigy before I listen to the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, I
Big,
mean, they got a couple of songs, but I've tried listening to their albums that everyone says this is a classic. And I just
yeah, it's
don't.
not. Yeah. But hey, they sampled Led Zeppelin, so
Did
it's
they?
a bit
I
more
like
points.
Intergalactic Planetary, but
Yeah, the first minute's good, and then you get bored.
yeah. Then again, they're when you think about it, they're a pretty squeaky clean band, really, aren't they? They're a bit politically correct, aren't they?
I'm sure they've been accused somewhere along the line. Right, we're out of time.
No.
Eric's up against the window.
Oh,
Uh,